Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Tayshawn Mirage Track. I hope you had a very good day so far. I did too. In this video, I'm going to be releasing my 4th hurricane season 2024 forecast. What kind of hurricane season we could have, how many named storms we could have, and how many landfalls we could have. Because this season is expected to be very, very active and dangerous. Some factors are proven. There's been a lot of hype on the internet about this season being very active, dangerous, hyperactive, supercharged and blockbuster hurricane season, and I can see, and the factors are proven. So first of all, we're going to start with factor number 1, then factor number 2, factor number 3, factor number 4, and even factor number 5. So let's start with factor number 1. So if you like these detailed videos I be doing on my channel, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell for notification so you don't miss another upload. So let's get right into the video. So now let's get right into factor number 1. So factor number 1, guys, the sea surface temperatures are running above average. So first of all, we're going to start with overall regular sea surface temperatures. So first of all, anything in that white and higher is enough to support hurricanes. The only thing you need is that white. Not that white, that yellow. That yellow is 26-degree isotherm. That's 80-degree watts. You need this 26-degree. You only need this 26-degree isotherm to support hurricanes. But look how far north it is already for this time of year. For this time of year, this is more like late June standards. But look how far north it already is. In the Caribbean, it's already supporting for hurricanes. It's already more warm enough to support hurricanes in the Caribbean. 30, 29, 36 degrees watts, pretty warm. The Caribbean is warm. The Gulf is already warm enough to support hurricanes. The Caribbean region enough to support hurricanes. It hasn't got towards the North Atlantic yet, but it's getting up there. So, yes. So now we're gonna look at sea surface temperatures anomalies because they are running above average. So look at the sea surface temperature anomalies. Yes, the whole Atlantic waters right now, guys, is running above average, especially in that the Caribbean region, the Caribbean are running above average. You might as well say the whole Atlantic is running above average. Even the Gulf is running above average. In the Caribbean region, you're running anywhere from 1.5 to 2 Celsius degrees above average. In North Atlantic, you're running anywhere from 2.5 to 3 Celsius degrees above average. Some places, some spots in the Gulf is running 3 Celsius degrees above average. So it's pretty warm. In the Caribbean, just running 1 Celsius, 2 Celsius degrees above average. So now that's factor number 1. Before I get into factor number 2, we're gonna look at this. We're gonna look at the University of Miami because upper ocean heat contact, because the reason why I'm going to show you this, guys, it this matters the most. The main hot spots, the main landfalls we're going to have this year is going to be in the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean. Y'all going to be the hot spots. So if you live in the Gulf Coast, please be alert for this upcoming hurricane season because y'all going to be the hot spots this year, especially if you live in the Big Bend of Florida, the Panhandle of Florida, the west coast of Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, even Texas. Please be aware for hurricanes this year, especially if you live in the Caribbean. So first of all, we're going to start with ocean heat contact in the Gulf of Mexico because we already have ocean heat contact in the Gulf of Mexico for this time of year. So the reason why it's important, guys, to better understand this, guys, what this means is, I know you need 80-degree waters to support hurricanes, but the thing is, you can't focus on the scale of waters. Those 80-degree Fahrenheit waters, which you need for hurricanes, need to be deep down because what hurricanes do, they upwell waters. They upwell a lot of warm waters, and when there's not enough warm water, they can't upwell. So the 80-degree Celsius waters have to be, not the 80-degree Celsius water, the 80-degree Fahrenheit water needs to be deep down, deep enough where it can strengthen a hurricane. And anything in that blue and higher is upper ocean heat contact. So we already got a lot of it. especially in the Caribbean, we got a lot of it. But look at this, it's already starting to get into our Gulf. We already starting to get a lot of it. Anything in that blue and higher is upper ocean heat content. We already have a lot in the Gulf, so it's gonna get more, guys. We definitely gonna have more in the Gulf. Just wait till hurricane season. Wait till we get towards June, July, August. It's gonna be a lot of it. I can't imagine what this is gonna look like as we get towards August, because I think August and September is the peak sea surface temperatures. So now that's the Gulf of Mexico. How about the sea surface temperatures, regular sea surface temperatures? Anything in that blue is higher is enough to support. Anything in that light blue or higher is enough to support hurricanes. So you can see this, guys. The light blue that's 26 degrees Celsius waters. Look at this. The whole Gulf of Mexico, guys, it's already warm to support hurricanes, especially right here in that green. That's 28, 29 degrees Celsius waters, especially off the coast of Florida, guys. Look at this. It's only May. Look at this. Look at this. Can't be more concerned, guys. 30 to 31 Celsius degrees warm. I mean, that it's only May. Look at the Caribbean. It's pretty warm. So yes, the Gulf of Mexico is pretty warm. How about Caribbean? So upper ocean heat content in the Caribbean, guys, it can't get no more worse than this. I mean, look at this. It's going to get worse. And I can't imagine how worse it's going to get as we're getting towards July, August. Look at this. There's definitely enough ocean heat contact in the Caribbean to support hurricanes. Yes. It's there, guys. It's there. The whole Caribbean is just ready to go. Now, sea surface temperatures. Yes, the Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean is also warming up, but it's going to get warmer, guys. Anywhere from 28, 29 Celsius degrees warmers. We got some 30 Celsius degrees warmers around Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, and even Jamaica, even off the coast of Cuba, off the coast of South Cuba, guys. You got sea surface temperatures 31 to 32 Celsius degrees above, 31 to 32 Celsius degrees warmers. I mean, that's 90-degree warmers right there. Anything in that purple, it's 33. That's mid 90s. So the Caribbean is warm enough. Now we're going to look at the whole Atlantic waters because we don't want to focus on the Caribbean and God. We're about the whole Atlantic waters. So first of all, we're going to look at the past couple years, the past business hurricane season. So first of all, we're going to start with 2005 because 2005 was a busy hurricane season. 28 named storms. Not the busiest, but pretty busy. It comes in second place of 2020, but this could be the first place. So where was upper ocean heat content was this year? Look at this. It was above average, especially in the Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico. It was running above average, but you can't imagine what this year is going to be like. Before I get into this year, let's get into our next year. So 2005 was running above average. How about this? The most active hurricane season on record, 30 named storms, running above average, guys. Look at this. Look how far north it was already for this time of year in 2020. Look at this. We had a whole lot of it. We already had a lot in the Gulf, which we're seeing right now. We already had a lot in the Caribbean, which we're seeing right now. And it's already getting pretty far north, especially in that main development region. Now, if this season can't give us 30 named storms, how about 2023? 2023 did not give us 30 named storms, but 2023 comes in top when it comes up ocean heat contact because in record, we have never seen sea surface temperature this warm before. In the past couple years, ever since the 1900s, the sea surface temperatures has not been this warm. We never seen the Atlantic be this warm. So this region started last year. Look at this. Look what the ocean heat contact was last year. It comes in top, especially in our Caribbean. Just off the coast of Cuba, we had a lot of it. Not as far north like it was in 2020, but still, it's much more of it. Especially in that main development region, especially in that Gulf, a lot of it. But you can imagine what this year is going to give us. Look at this. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look at this. Okay, now we're going to calm down the hype. This is a lot of it. But thing is, no much different than last year. But thing is, if you look at the Caribbean, there's much more of it. Especially in that Gulf of Mexico, there's much more of it. Look how far, and yes, it's much farther north. I forgot to say that. It's much farther north. And look at this. Even the main development region, there's a lot of it. This is why this season's going to be pretty bad. I'm not here to hype stuff up, but the factors are proven. To have a very busy season, first of all, I just showed you factor number 1. The sea surface temperatures gotta be very warm. It's very warm. It's running super above average. The upper ocean heat contact is very high. And third factor, which we're fixing getting right now, is the ENSO. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. So look at this. 2020 was running above average. And that anything in that blue, guys, is another supported hurricane. It's already May. It means it's only May. The days right here, guys. May 26, 24. Look at this. It's already as far north. It can't get. Just imagine if we add 2 more months. The peak of hurricane season is August and September. We got a long way. We're not even in hurricane season yet. In upper ocean heat contact this far north, Just imagine what's gonna look like. So let's show y'all. To be more specific, let's go back. Let's show y'all what the sea said. We're gonna show you what it was like last June. Let's do this because. Oops, crap. So now we're gonna go back last year and we're gonna look at last July because that The upper Hoshi heat contact, guys, is not supposed to be this high in May. So now we're going to show you July of last year. Now we're going to look at July of last year because this is very concerning. You can't have ocean heat contact this far north. We're going to look at July 28. So not July 28. We're going to look at, was it June? Okay, no, we're going to do June because this is like ahead of schedule. It's not, July's a little bit still, it's a little bit too early for that. We're going to do June. So June, no, not late June. We're going to do early June, mid-June. Okay, well, not too much difference. So now we're gonna do late June versus what we're doing right now. So this is June 14th of last year, and you can imagine. Look at this year. Okay, there we go. Look at this year. Now June of last year is ahead of schedule. Yes, June 3rd is not June yet. It's not June 14 yet. But look at this. We already tying with June 14th. So this is what you typically see in late June already. Which would more like you see in late May. That is pretty. That's pretty concerning. I mean, to see upper ocean heat contact this time of the year, guys, is pretty concerning. I mean, look at this. Look at last year. Last year, it's a little bit far north, but look at this. We early. I mean, look at this. So much more of it. And this is concerning, guys. To see upper ocean this time there, and it's only May. Here's a map we're gonna look as we get into towards July, August. Now we're gonna get in towards this. Now we're gonna look at this. So now we're gonna look at the ECMWF season forecast, guys. What it's gonna look like because this is very concerning. So the MCW, the ECMWF season forecast, guys, is showing a lot. Look at this, especially in that Caribbean, that Gulf of Mexico, guys. It's showing a lot. So you know the European market is not like to hype stuff up, guys. You know how the European mall is. It doesn't hype stuff up, but it's hyping stuff up this time. This is getting very scary. It's something you don't want to see, guys. Look at this. This is off the charts. Look how much precipitation it's showing. And this is only for June. It's only June, guys. June, the first month of hurricane season. It's showing a lot. It's showing a lot. Especially in that Maine, the Devon region, the Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico. It's showing a lot. How about July? July, no difference, still showing the same. How about August? Still showing the same. June, still showing the same, guys. So both is showing a lot, guys. This season could be pretty bad. Now, I'm not going to show you this because, yeah, it's really no point. We're going to go to skip this because this video is going to probably be very long. Yeah, it's already 20 minutes long. Let's make this video pretty short. So now, let's get right in towards, is this third factor number one? Okay. This is third fact. This is factor 3. So factor 3, the ENSO. Why this matters the most is because hurricanes hate wind shear, and this determines if we're gonna have. And this ENSO determines if we're gonna have a lot of wind shear or not. So when we look at ENSO, we talk about El Nino, La Nina. So let's talk about El Nino because during El Nino years, we had that last year, but we still had above average hurricane season, and those very warm waters took down El Nino. El Nino didn't even matter because the water was so warm, and it's going to be the same case this year. But understand, we're not going to be in an El Nino this year. We're not even in an El Nino no more. We're transitioning towards a La Nina. So during El Nino years, it brings down hurricane season. Hurricanes are not like tornadoes. They're not like thunderstorms. They don't like wind chill. Hurricanes don't need no wind chill, no dry air. They need a lot of moisture, very warm waters, and weak wind chill. Last year, we had pretty much no wind chill because of the very warm waters. This year, the Atlantic waters, it's still going to be very, very warm. Very, very, very warm. And the transition La Nina and very warm water at the same time, yeah, that's something you don't want to see. And that's what we're going on this year. So you can already see, guys, what you mean. That blue right here, you can already see the transition right now, guys. All that red has left, and we already starting to get that blue. But look at this. It's scary. Y'all probably can't see this. Let me find the right scene to see this, okay? I lose. Okay, tropical typics. Okay, oh, this is fine. So look at the ENSO. So what we look at, guys, is something you don't want to see. So during La Nina years, there's less wind chill, and that means more hurricanes, more tropical activities. That's what we're going on this year. But in the same time, we got very warm waters, and that also produce more tropical activity. And these are all going to combine. And when you get this, guys, very busy hurricane season. It's something you don't want to see. The Atlantic is going to be very, very warm. That's going to give us more tropical activity. We're going to have less wind shear in the tropical Atlantic because we're going to have La Nina in place. So that's going to take down our wind shear. So that's going to allow more. And what's even more concerning, guys, is during El Nino years, most of the tracks go out to sea. That's what we typically see in El Nino. That's what happened last year. We only had one landfall, and that was Hurricane Idai. That was our only hurricane landfall last year. But we had 20 named storms. During La Nina years, during neutral phases in La Nina, more tropical landfalls to the U.S. So, to be more specific, guys, if y'all probably can't see this, I got to go to a different map. So, I'll show you this. Let's use this as an example. So, because I want to focus on the tracks this year. So, during El Nino years, the Bermuda High is not in place. That's the most important thing we need if we want landfalls. That Bermuda High needs to be in place because that's what steals our hurricanes westward. When that Bermuda High is much farther east, that allows more systems to go out to sea. And that's what we were seeing last year. We had a whole lot of landfalls this year. I mean, not this year, last year. Why I keep messing up? We didn't have a whole lot of landfalls last year. Most of them stood off the sea. But thing is, we had El Nino, but the ridge was not in place last year. I mean, the ridge was more like here last year, and now it's just steering our systems north. And at the same time, we was getting a lot of troughs that was ejecting from the U.S. and moving out the coast, so that cut most of our storms out. If you not remember, Hurricane Lee, that was the strongest hurricane in the Atlantic Ocean last year. That stood off the sea. That was a pretty close call, but it stood off the sea. That could have hit Florida. It could have hit the Carolinas. It could have went into the Gulf, but luckily it's still off the sea. Because Florida, you don't need no more hurricanes. You've been through a lot. You don't need no more. And Florida, it's not going to be too good. You had Hurricane Ian a couple years ago. You had Matthew. You had Irma. You need a break. You had Nicole. You need a break. But it's not going to be good luck for y'all this year. I'm sorry to say. So now, during neutral phase, because you can't focus, there's not only El Nino La Nina, there's also a neutral phase ENSO, and that's also very concerning because I think neutral phase is the main phase you need for a landfall hurricane towards Florida, because during La Nina years, most of our tracks going towards our Caribbean and towards our Gulf. That's what it did in 2020. Now, if you not remember, Hurricane Dorian 5 years ago, we was in a neutral phase that year. But look at that. Hurricane Dorian didn't hit Florida. It stood off the coast. Thank God it did, because it wouldn't have been good. I think as of today, the Florida would have still been kind of messed up. I mean, getting hit by a major hurricane, a Cat 5 hurricane, guys, is not good. So during a neutral phase, most of our tracks do this. We still get a decent amount that goes in the Gulf of Mexico, but this is what our neutral phase tracks does. During a neutral phase, we see that kind of tracks. Our Bermuda High is right here, and most of our tracks do that. Now, during La Nina years, we expect more tracks doing this, and that's what we're going to have this year. Going into our Gulf. Our Gulf of Mexico is going to be our hot spot this year. Now let's get right in towards our Caribbean. Let's get right into it. So now we're going to look at this. So now we're going to look at the ENSO. What is it going to look as we get in towards the hurricane season? Because, yes, we are not in El Nino. We are not, are we still? No, we are not in El Nino no more. Yes, we are in neutral phase now. But we are expected to be in a La Nina. So we're going to look at the CPC ENSO outlook. So this is what they're showing. So the blue is La Nina. The gray is neutral. And the red is El Nino. The number, this right here, guys, is the percentage of this right here, guys, is the percentage right here. The percentage is what we in. Down here, right here, is our months. We got our months right here. We got our months right here, and we got our percentage. So by the time we get into July, we are expected to be in a neutral phase. We are expected to be in a La Nina, but look at this. We need to focus right here. Right here, these are our main months for hurricane season. Look at our percentage, guys, right here. We're gonna be in a 70. I'm gonna say this is more like 70, 78, 79% chance of being a La Nina. So that's pretty high. August, September, it gets even more. September, we climb up. We climb up to an 85% chance of seeing a landfall hurricane. Not the landfall hurricane, an 85% chance of seeing a La Nina. Look at this. But it does go down just slightly a little bit. And look at this, and it kind of goes right back up as we get towards November and December. So yes, the chance of us being a La Nina by the peak of hurricane season is high. So now, that's our third factor. Now we're going to look at this. Now we're going to look at this. So this is very important, guys. So now, I know this year's going to be pretty active, but the thing is, we're going to look at the past years because we never seen Atlantic waters this warm before. I mean, never before. I know 2020 was very active, but waters was not this warm that year like it is this year. So now let's get right in towards this year. So now I'm not going to show you all the years. I'm going to show you only the busiest hurricane seasons on record. I'm going to show you 2005, 2020, and 23 last year and this year. So we're going to start with 2005 because that was the busiest hurricane season. So now, now we're going to look at, is this the right one? Okay, there we go. So now I got to make this a little bit smaller because you probably can't see. So now, we're going to start with 2005. We're going to show you all the years because the thing is, you got to understand, the Atlantic waters has never been this warm before. So now, we're going to do not all the years, but we're going to do more of them. So now, instead of doing these years, we're going to start from 2015 and into this year. So first of all, let's start with 2005. So 2005 was a busy hurricane season, but look at this. We had a transition La Nina, but you might realize the Atlantic waters was not as warm that year like it is this year. I mean, look at this. The main developing region, the Caribbean, was showing up running above average. But look at this. The North Atlantic and the Southwest Atlantic was not running much. I mean, this was running super below average. But we still had above average hurricane season. Look at this year. This is a much stronger developing La Nina and a much warmer Atlantic water. So we are most likely going to beat 2005. Most likely 100%. Now we're going to get right into towards 2015. No, that was a below average hurricane season, but the thing is, look at the Atlantic waters. In 2015, we had that whole year was an El Nino, and the Atlantic waters, we had some spots was below average and some spots was above average. The West Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico, guys, was running above average. The Southwest Atlantic was running below average. The main developing region was running below average, and the Southwest Atlantic was running above average. So that season was below average. Thanks for El Nino and thanks for the waters not being very warm. 2016, not too much too, but the thing is, was still kind of above average hurricane season. We had a decent amount of landfalls. 2016. So 2016, guys, look at this. Yes, we was in a La Nina phase. This year doing the same thing it did 2016, transition towards a El Nina, towards a La Nina. We're going towards a La Nina. That year was a transition La Nina. We had a La Nina that year, but the thing is, the Atlantic waters was much warmer. Look at this, especially in the Gulf of Mexico, guys. The Gulf of Mexico, the Southwest Atlantic, in the North Atlantic was running above average. Still didn't have enough to get above average hurricane season, but still we had a decent amount of landfalls. If you not remember, Hurricane Hermine, Hurricane Matthew, all those major hurricanes, especially Hurricane Matthew, that was our biggest one that hit the east coast of Florida and went up the east coast and hit the Georgia and the Carolinas. Yes. Now 2017. We would more. I'm gonna say more like neutral, not much, not a La Nina or El Nina, and the Atlantic waters, not pretty much. But we still, I understand 2017 was a bad hurricane season. Yes, it wasn't above average hurricane season because we had two major hurricane landfalls. We had Hurricane Harvey, we had Hurricane Irma. Those were the biggest hurricanes that hit the east coast of Florida. I mean, not the east coast of Florida. Hurricane Harvey hit Texas, and Hurricane Irma hit Florida. Look at this. We was in a neutral phase. In the Atlantic waters, we had some, especially off the coast of Africa, was running above average, but the main developing region, probably like neo-normal, in the North Atlantic, neo-normal. In the Gulf of Mexico, guys, was running below average, but still, we still had major hurricanes that hit landfall, guys. You can understand, even though we're going to have a busy hurricane season, even if we don't, it don't take a very busy hurricane season, guys. One storm is enough. I mean, Hurricane I can't remember that name, but whatever it is, whatever hurricane that hit South Florida in 1992. Yes, that season was well below average. Well below average, but still, that storm was pretty bad. Now we're going to look at 2018. 2018, we had the Atlantic waters was not pretty happy for hurricanes that year. Look at this. The only part of Atlantic waters was running above average is North Atlantic, and hurricanes don't develop up there. They develop down here, guys. So the main developing region, the Caribbean, was running below average. And but thing is, you might realize we was in a neutral phase. We did had a hurricane that 2018 was not above average. It was below average, but we still had a hurricane that hit. Hurricane Florence hit North Carolina. It hit near my area. And the biggest one, Hurricane Michael. Hurricane Michael just a month later hit the Panhandle of Florida. Yes, so it don't take a very busy hurricane season to have a devastating hurricane season. It only takes one storm. One storm. Hurricane Michael was bad. It was a Cat 5 hurricane, 160 miles per hour. Hurricane Florence was a major hurricane. Those are two major hurricanes. Now 2019. Now 2019, guys, this video is probably taking so long because it's already 25 minutes long. Now 2019, guys, we had hurricanes. It was below average, but we had one hurricane. Florida was a close call with this one. But the Bahamas was not too good for this one. The Bahamas got devastated by Hurricane Dorian. They have recovered, but it's still kind of not like what it was before Hurricane Dorian hit. But look at this. Neutral phase in 2019. The Atlantic waters, more like the whole Atlantic was pretty much like near normal. Slightly below normal in some spots and slightly above normal in some spots. Now 2020. 2020, guys, this is when things start getting cranked up. Look at this. 2020, the Atlantic waters started to warm up. We had a La Nina that year. We had a transition La Nina that year. But look at the Atlantic waters. Above average, guys. Above average. Now 2021, the Atlantic was running like near normal. We had a transition. We had a transition La Nina. I mean, not much. We had a La Nina that year, but still, that year was above average. 2022, a much stronger La Nina, but look at this. Atlantic waters is pretty warm. Hurricane Ian, Hurricane Nicole was a big hurricane. Now, last year, different. We had with Atlantic waters this is when Atlantic start getting pretty warm. We had a transition El Nino that year, but the thing is, the Atlantic waters was crazy and still gave us above average hurricane season. Now let's look at what we are now. Look at this. Warmer than last year. I mean, this is concerning. Can't get no worse than that. So let's see what this season does. Now let's get right in. Oh my boy, this video is already. This is 27 minutes long. I'm not even close to being done. Okay, let's get right in towards this. So now let's do this really quick. So now what the end zone, what the Atlantic is going to look as we get into towards the hurricane season. So we're going to start with June. Starting with June, guys. And the main developing region, guys, is running above average. It's when it comes to sea surface temperatures. But look at this. The La Nina is starting to transition. So now let's just do this fast. Here's July. Here's August. Here's August. September. You should get a stronger La Nina. I mean, look at August, October, November. La Nina does start to shrink. But look at this, guys. This season could last all the way towards the end of November, because the thing is, the water is gonna be pretty warm. There's still gonna be support enough for hurricanes, because hurricane season doesn't die off. So you understand, hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th. So we got into November 30th, guys. Hurricanes, sometimes we could still see tropical activity in early December. It has never happened before. I mean, sometimes it did, but it's pretty well to happen in December. Now we're gonna look at the chemtrails model, guys. The chemtrails model, guys, is showing a lot. So here's here's June, but the chemtrails model, guys, is going a little bit more ballistic on that La Nina. Now, the chemtrails model hype stuff up. The CFS model doesn't like hyping stuff up, but the chemtrails model is kind of hyping stuff up. So I'm gonna kind of like slow down and take something to a grain of salt, because I don't think a La Nina is gonna be this strong. I more agree with the CFS model. The CFS model has been less genius, less hype when it comes to this. But look at this. It doesn't hype stuff up with the Atlantic gods, but boy, that La Nina more. Look at this. September, August. That's a strong La Nina, especially in that Central Pacific. You got 2 Celsius and 2.5 Celsius degrees below average. That's a strong La Nina. Now, precipitation wise, Now I'm gonna show you. No, I'm gonna show you the home screen. Now, look at this. So now, the CFS guys is not showing the same, not showing as much precipitation like the Camshires model showing. So the CFS model, yes, is showing a decent amount above average precipitation in the main Nevada region, the Southwest Atlantic, and even parts of the main Nevada region, showing above average. But look at this. By the time we get into June, the June is showing a lot of fish storms. How about July? July starts getting a little bit more active, more precipitation. August get pretty active. September get pretty active. And even October get pretty active. And look at November, pretty active. Not mean the Nevada region. But the CFS model is hyping stuff up. June, pretty hype on the Caribbean, the main Nevada region. July, look at this. August, September, probably can't see it. Let's start over. August, September, October, November. And look at this. Yeah, that pretty concerning. Now let's get right in towards my forecast. What I'm thinking could happen is hurricane season. I've not changed that much. Now my hotspots has not changed. I 100% agree with what I did my last video. I think we're gonna still see the same percentage. So now let's get right in towards my forecast because the video's already 30 minutes long. So my forecast. So now let's put on slideshow. So now my hotspots. Who gonna get hit this year? So anything in that yellow guys, you have a 20%. That's the lowest chance. You may or may not see a landfall this year, but that means you may or may not see a hurricane this year. So if you live in the Northeast, you might see a landfall, but the chance of it is pretty low. The orange, you have a slight chance of seeing a hurricane landfall. But in the red, you have a high chance of seeing a hurricane landfall. That means you're most likely to get hit by a hurricane at least. The purple, you have a very high chance of seeing a hurricane landfall this year. Very high chance. So if you live in parts of the west coast of Florida, the Big Bend of Florida, the Pan of Florida, Alabama, Mississippi beaches, coast, Louisiana, yes, you have a very high chance of seeing a landfall hurricane this year. In Texas, I don't want to annoy you because you will see most likely see a hurricane this year. You will not, anything in that orange or higher has a better chance of seeing a landfall, tropical storm, or hurricane this year. Now, my hurricane season tracks, because this is a new idea, but look at this. Anything less. So my main focus, this is going to be my main tracks this year. I can be wrong. I'm not good at this, but look at this. So anything in that. I'm predicting more landfalls than fish storms. Yes. The reason why I'm proving that, guys, is because you understand. 2020 was a very active season, but look at this. We didn't have much fish storms. Most of the tracks, the Gulf of Mexico just been ballistic when it comes to landfalls. So the Caribbean, the Gulf is going to the Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico is going to be the hot spots this year when it comes to landfall. Anything in that red or higher has a high chance. So the Caribbean, be on the lookout for this upcoming hurricane season. The Gulf of Mexico, be on the lookout for this upcoming hurricane season. And even the Southwest Atlantic, that includes the east coast of Florida, the Carolinas, and even parts of South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. You have a look out for hurricanes this year. So yeah. Now let's get right into this. My hurricane season precipitation. Where most of the precipitation for these tropical storms is going to be. Yes, like I show on my tracks. Focus on the Caribbean, not Gulf of Mexico. Now let's get right into my tropical development hotspots. Where are we going to expect the most tropical development? Yes, in that main development region where they born, where they come from. We can see a lot of tropical development in the Gulf of Mexico and also in the Caribbean. Now let's get right into our hurricane numbers. So how many named storms you can see? So first of all, we're going to start with the average. So in the average, guys, during the average hurricane season, we see 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes, and 3 hurricanes. The Colorado State University, guys, is predicting 23 named storms, 11 hurricanes, and 46 major hurricanes. The University of Arizona, guys, is expecting 21 named storms, 11 hurricanes, 3 to 6 hurricanes. The Weather Channel is going for above average hurricane season. They're expecting 24 named storms, 11 hurricanes, and 47 major hurricanes. Now this is the most hype. Take this with a grain of salt. I don't think we're going to see 39 named storms. That is impossible. Take that with a super grain of salt. Because I'm going to say no more than 30 named storms this year. So they hyping stuff up. Take it with a grain of salt, guys. And please be a lookout. They're expecting 27 to 39 named storms, 12 to 18 hurricanes, and 5 to 10 major hurricanes. The tropical, whatever that is, the tropical storm risk, they're predicting 23 named storms, 11 hurricanes, and 5 major hurricanes. NOAA has released theirs a couple days ago, so I not put theirs down. They're predicting 17 to 25 named storms, 8 to 13 hurricanes, and 4 to 7 major hurricanes. And yes, I did bump my numbers just slightly a bit, not as much. I'm still not confident about 30 named storms, but I did bump them up just a little bit. So now I'm going for 28 named storms, 13 hurricanes, and 9 major hurricanes. So yeah, it's going to be it for this video, guys. And also, before I want to show you this, it's also important. So here's where we at now. May 26th, we are right here. We are nowhere near the peak of hurricane season, but tropical activity will be pretty active. I mean, as early as July, August, September. Look at this. By the time we get in towards late August, mid to late August, that's when tropical activity starts picking up. September starts getting pick up, but look at this. September 10th, yes, the peak of hurricane season, where we see the most tropical activity. Yes, it's going to be a lot in September. Now that's going to be it for this video. If you like it, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video.